One, nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. I went to the city was gone. Radiation and destroyed by some bombs. Nuclear dawn, but there is no song. All has gone wrong. Good morning, everybody. And you think I'm talking about the election? I have no idea who won. I don't really care who won the election. The United States Incorporated. I don't really care. I don't serve the United States Incorporated. I'm a captain. I'm winning, by the way. I'm winning. Anybody's pleased. I beat myself from last election. Last election, I figured out who won after about 12 hours because my brother texted me something. I learned my lesson this time. My phone has been off. My phone has been off. My ringer is off. I am not playing. I'm not looking at pop-ups. Turned the phone off last night. I have no idea who won y'all's criminal mafia election. You know, I have a promise to President Grant. Serve the Republic. Because I'm just saying I don't serve Babylon. This is Mike Love this morning. Babylon control. Because I love you, I don't follow fool's gold. That's fool's gold. Science. Babylon control. It's in your mind controlling you. They telling you, they show you the proof. And you ain't got no proof. And you don't know the truth. Because you don't read the law. Bobby News Media control. Because your news media is controlled by Hollywood. There's something about you crazy as hell. I've been fooled before. That's the wrong part of the song. Good morning, everybody. Nope. I'll make it through this. I'm not even gonna know who's the president. I still don't want to know who the president of the United States Incorporated Mafia is. I don't really care. That's not my business. You focus on your business, I'll focus on mine. I have no damn idea. I said my prayers to say my prayers for President Grant every single night. On the way here, on the way to slavery this morning, I saw two flags. I lucked up because I was driving and I saw one flag, the American flag, and I was like, you know, who could have won? One side tends to use that more than the other. And then I saw another flag, it was a Trump flag. It's like, it was flying on the back of the pickup truck. It's like, all right, you know, maybe, I don't know. Don't really want to know, not my business. I'm a captive, not a slave. There's a difference. You got my body, you don't have my mind. United States Incorporated. I served the Republic. And then I saw another pickup truck, and it had a Biden sign on it. It's like, and I was like, yes! I have no idea who won, and I don't really care. I don't care, don't want to know. I'm ducking pop-ups. I've not gone on Facebook. I ain't doing nothing. I put up a greenhouse this morning. I transplanted some mint, transplanted some Mancia, and I'm doing important. I made some coffee. But as far as what the Fool's Gold United States Incorporated, what that corporation's up to, that ain't my business. That ain't my business. You know. Whew. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's happy. Well, I guess everybody ain't happy today, huh? Half the people gonna be upset, the other half the people gonna be. It don't really, the same thing gonna happen. All you gotta do is have to look at the Rothschilds and Rockefellers. Ask yourself, is today any different than yesterday for them? And it ain't, then you good to go. You're still a slave. Babylon control, Hollywood mind control. Yeah, this stuff you don't know the truth of doing. I've been looking into Slipknot. That's what I spent my last time doing. I slept last night. I slept great last night. I was looking at Slipknot because Slipknot slipped away. And I was thinking about why can't we talk about Slipknot? You know who I'm talking about. You should know who I'm talking about. You can't post this picture. You post the text with him on there and then they block it. And I ended up watching something. And now I know. The difference between what I believe and what I've been told. All right, I'm done. Like fire, ain't no fire, ain't nobody be nothing stupid. I don't think they did. I didn't see any problems on the way here, no civil wars. Fire. Yeah, yeah, Babylon control. You ain't doing a civil war anyway, cause they got monopoly on violence and UFOs and railguns and lasers and Star Wars. They gonna get you all. Stay your butt at home. Don't do nothing stupid. All right, I'm done. I see comments. Do not tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I might block people today, damn it. Don't tell me who won the United States Incorporated. Let me find it. Mr. President Grant. Hold on. Damn it. Did I share this? Did I share it? Yeah, I think I shared it. I shared. Got that. YouTube. Is YouTube on? How can you be so happy? Because I'm not worried about other people's business. Okay? United States Incorporated, whoever the president of that, ain't my business. That's somebody else's business. Listen, I'm trapped here. I've been colonized. My republic has been colonized. Nobody knows who colonized it. Banks, robber barons, criminals, somebody. So, you know. I live on a slave plantation. I do. And I don't believe that the masters ever tell the slaves what the hell is going on. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Who is that? Ooh, Leaf Desi. Ain't seen you in a minute. I love your heart. I love your heart too, Leaf Desi. I love your heart too. All right, let's change the music. So what was I? Oh, this is the bunker the Germans built. And where was this? I've been watching. Well, they don't play it no more. It's not on TV anymore, I think, for some good reasons. What's it called? Finding Slipner, because he slipped away, but you're not allowed to say his name, so I gotta say Slipner. And I think the reason why all this is syncing up with that damn UFO and that F-18 gun camera. So don't nobody, you better not say nothing about no damn 2020 United States Incorporated. That's your business. It's not mine. I don't care who won that. It has nothing to do with me. Nothing. Ain't nothing gonna change it. Ain't nothing changed from the United States Incorporated, Clinton, Bush, Obama, who the other ones? Trump. And if it's Trump again or the other guy, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter one bit. They already, the billionaires already purchased what they want done. The trillionaire families and industry already dictated on what's gonna happen. So you might get some billionaires that fall out of power, some other billionaires that do better, some corporations that go out the other. But 98% of every damn thing that happens in this country is exactly the damn same. You have more war, more mass incarceration. And they say, but no, but you didn't start any more wars. You know, you got to learn from the Obama time, right? This time, he's dropping more bombs than Obama did. And Obama dropped more bombs than anybody else did. And they cover it up. You know, we have no idea where we're at war with. You know, and all you got to do is go talk to some soldiers. Go talk to some soldiers. They'll let you know. All right, I'm done with that. Let me change the music. So I have no idea who won. Don't care. My love, Babylon control. I'm in Babylon. So I don't really care. I saw something. No, it was not a pop-up about what criminal won the control of a child trafficking mafia that blows up the world and steals resources. Not interested in that. No, I saw some UK publishers. Let me show you this. Let me change the music. Free. I wanted to do something about being free. I don't know the words to any songs. I want to be free, and nobody's trying to free me, so I got to go free me by my damn self, because that's how it works. And then, all right, I'm done. Change it back. Is that the discussion music? And let me see. I got fool's gold right there, because you don't seem to know what your government is. Oh, right here. Look at this. Boom. Who posted this? The UK government in 2013. All right, shut up, Mike. Love you, bro. Shut up. All right, let's go to Facebook. I got to go to Facebook in a way where I don't see the. I don't want to see anyone. My friends, because they got memes. I don't want to see. I'm gonna go straight to my page because I don't want to see no memes. I don't really give two damns who won the control of your corporation. I'm not a commodity of a corporation. I'm a person. Damn it. I'm not a Cogswell cog. Look at this. The UK government published this. I started looking at this because I was looking for, that's the wrong music. Is that the right music? No, that's the wrong music. We're going to get there in a minute. We're going to get there in a minute. We're going to get there in a minute. I love big music, big songs that throw words in. I'm always catching you in the evenings post live. Okay, well, thank you, Leaf Desi. Thank you so much. All right, here we go. Colombo Telegraph. Look at this. UK publishes slave owner database. Check this out. And this was from 2013. You have to say that, otherwise the fake book fact checkers are kicked out. No, it's old. They published a slave owner database. Look at this. The UK government. You know, because on a slave plantation, you know, you can't trust the news. You have to do your own research. You got to go figure it out for yourself. Check this out. So I was reading this. This was interesting to me because I was looking for a picture to show y'all that I'm on a slave plantation. And on a slave plantation, you can't ever trust the mainstream media news that comes from your owner. Hang on, let me move this down. That's right here. Clip. Half of my face is being covered up. There you go, because they cover every damn thing up. Slave on a slave plantation, they don't tell you anything that you need to know that I'm free. How do I know that whoever the president of the United States Incorporated doesn't matter? Because the masters are talking about it. That's why. I bet you it's on every single network. It's on every single network. I bet you half your friends are posting about it. Half of them sad, half of them happy. None of them got any damn clue. Fool's gold. It's not your government, it's a corporation. Right? No, I found this to be interesting because I wanted to go through like the mindset. Right? When you're on a slave plantation, you can't trust anything that the master's got to say. The master's wife, the kids, the cousins, the friends, the brother-in-law, all of them is criminals. They're all in bed with the plantation. You ain't got no left and no right. You don't have a blue and a red. You don't have any of that. You have profit. Profit dictates. The only way you're going to know what the hell is going on is realize that you are a slave. That's number one. Know that. And know that they ain't going to tell you anything that's true. Nothing. They're going to tell you the things that they need you to know. No system will empower you with the tools to defy the system. Right? So you're on a slave plantation. None of the master releases are true. None of the bulletins. But every now and then a slave from another plantation will come in and say, yeah, we're on a slave on an adjacent plantation. Oh, yeah? It's not, and you go back and tell the other slave, there ain't no other plantation out there. That man's lying. That's, you know, he probably still a part of Mass's plantation in the left field that we ain't never been to. Because if you were born on a slave plantation, you never left a slave plantation. And it could be any plantation you want. You know, you could be British or Irish, or you could be a North Africa slave, or you could be American slave and American slave. You could be a slave in the UK. Everybody been slaves and everybody came from slavery. Everybody profited from slavery and everybody lost a lot from slavery. Right? That's just the history of the world. If you don't understand that, please do your own history. Look at it. So on a plantation where you're not allowed to know what's true, all you have is reason. All you have is science. All you have is hints from other slaves that come on the plantation. All you have is hints from history as to what had happened. What happened was. So I found this to be fantastic. It's a UK published slave owner database, and it's 2013. It has, and I know it's 2013 because they got them slaves right there. They don't have me. That's how I know. If the UK actually published its slave owner database, the UK would be a big picture of America, be a big picture of Canada. You have a big picture of Britain because they're slaves too. You know, they've all, everything was recolonized. You had the American Revolution, and then you had all different revolutions. They've all just trying to get everybody back and recolonize. And they recolonized everybody. I'm talking about fool's gold this morning. I'm sorry if you want to talk about the election. I don't give two damns about that. I care about the law and reality. I care about the fact I'm on a slave plantation, and if every single news network is talking about the American election, then obviously it's insignificant. So, no, I found this to be great. I found this to be fantastic. So the UK Slave Owner Database, a new database launched Wednesday, lets Britons curious about their family's history uncover some potentially uncomfortable information. Whether their ancestors owned slaves. Well, you know, that's part of the uncomfortable information. The real uncomfortable information is we all own some slaves. Every last one of us. Every last one of us got some DNA going back to somebody who owns some slaves. That's just a fact of the matter. Researchers at University College London spent 3 years compiling a searchable listing of thousands of people who received compensation for losses of their possessions when slave ownership was outlawed by Britain in 1833. You know what? That just takes me all kind of places. I don't really want to talk about that. That's just significant because I was looking for an image. I'll post a link if you want to read that. This is fantastic. I haven't read it, but I know it's just fantastic. It's just fantastic. I hadn't read it at that time because I was looking into Central America. This is what the rabbit hole led me yesterday. Damn, it's so hard not to read y'all's comments. I'm not reading your comments. I'm not going to do it because I know my friends, because they're going to start posting who won. I don't really give two damns. I'm trying to beat my record. All right. Well, I already beat my record from last year. Last year, like I said, I realized who won, not last year, 4 years ago. I realized who won the criminal election because my brother texted me something because he was sad. So I know who won 4 years ago. So I only made it to about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, got his text, then I did a live stream. I already knew. Now I'm doing a live stream this year, and I have no damn idea who won. And I don't really care. Nothing changed for me. Look at the air, still poison. My coffee still has carcinogens in it, so my body have trouble fighting the flu. And I'm still a slave. I'm at the slave plantation right damn now, trying to sneak and hide under a bush and talk about master. All right, fool's gold. No, so yeah, right. So I was looking at Central America, right, and how the conquistadors and everybody came over, stole everything, robbing, stealing, killing, getting the gold, not the fool's gold, the real gold, right? And they were telling the stories about how easy it was. 400 soldiers, war dogs, and 16 heavy horse. I think that was Cortez was able to kill, not kill, but beat 40,000 warriors because those warriors were in the Stone Ages. And I was going through that history, and it ran into Quetzalcoatl. And I never knew this. I never knew this. It was interesting. But part of I think it was Graham Hancock that was talking about this. It's so hard not to look at the comments. I'm getting pops-ups over here in comments because I got to turn off that smart news nonsense. That app is not smart news. That is lying news. It keeps popping up. I don't want to know who won this nonsense. So part of the other reason why it was easy, not that they had mastiffs and English bulldogs and just vicious war dogs that they trained to just rip people apart. But also because a lot of the natives, the Mayans, the Incans, I guess the Aztecs, I forgot which one. Just throw whichever one in there. There's so much in history we forgot. But they thought they were gods. They saw the men on horses, the shining horses, and the men in shining horses. They thought they were minotaurs. They were half men, half horse. They thought they were gods. And plus, because Quetzalcoatl, they did a graven image of him. Y'all remember the graven image story? Which is interesting, which syncs up with scripture, right? You're not supposed to have graven images of your gods because you might think the next god coming back, the next thing that comes back that looks like that is your god. Which is part of why I think Christ told you can't have graven images of him, because when you actually meet the species that he probably came from. All right, I'm not going down that road. That'll get me in trouble. Just have an open mind. So they made a graven image of Quetzalcoatl. And he was tall, red hair. Well, I think he had long flowing red hair, I believe it was, and curly. And so when Cortez, I believe it was, came back, they thought he was a guy. They thought the guys were coming back. They thought Quetzalcoatl came back. They tricked them, fooled them, fool's gold. And then that led me into how they destroyed all ancient history. Back then, they didn't see as many UFOs as we see now. And now people all over Central and South America see UFOs. That led me into looking into, you know what? What if Hitler, damn it, I said it, Slipner, he slipped away. Slipner. What if Slipner slipped away, got to, what was it, Venezuela or Argentina? I forgot which one, where he heard that is, and all the money man, he made it down there, and everybody else made it down there. All the scientists, they went to United States Incorporated. They took their research and all the people they killed, their technology, and I went to Russia, and Russia Incorporated, which is probably a corporation too, the United States Incorporated. And I always thought of well, so I need to connect some dots, right? So Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Why is the CIA so interested in just blowing up nations? For me, it was always, well, stealing the resources for the corporations. Chiquita Banana needs some land to grow some bananas to sell to me, so they got to go kill a bunch of people, which they got caught doing, to steal the banana plantations. How there's still a company and selling bananas in America is beyond me, except for the fact that it's actually a corporation and people don't have no rights. They don't care about your human rights. Doesn't matter who the president is. All they care about is profit. Chiquita Banana makes profit, so it makes some good damn sense. They still selling bananas. They did the right thing. Ferengi laws, if you know who the Ferengi are. So I ran, maybe I'll show it to you. I'm gonna show it to you. Because that led me down a path to de-Glocka, quiet, silent research and technology that they had and what they might have done with it. And they got this stuff from Bittner, Slipner, and then the whole Admiral Byrd and sending all those ships down. Oh, damn it. I'm trying to go to YouTube. They're trying to talk about that. I'm seeing pop-ups. I don't want to know who won. I'm going to try to get beyond lunchtime. I don't want to know who's running them off here right now. Let me see. I'm going to go to my history. There we go. Go to my history. There we go. So I'll see what anybody else is posting. Which one was it? Oh, yes. Brad Olsen. Have y'all ever heard about Brad Olsen? I'm going to take right about here. Piecing this together, why are they so interested in toppling all the Central American governments and keeping them under control of the United States Incorporated? And I'll let him go through some of it, but it was, so when they went to South America, they bought up thousands of acres of land. They built these complexes and they built bunkers and stuff. And even still today, the Germans down there tend to have a lot more money than everybody else, because the money guy went there, and wherever the money guy went, of course, Slipner went and everybody else went. I was thinking, well, why did they let him get away? Why would they do that? Did y'all know that when it first happened, it was the Germans that said, Slipner, he's dead? That was the first announcement that came out. And that should have told everybody right then that they're lying. If the enemy is telling you that their leader is now dead, that means that the leader is leaving and they don't want you looking for him. So America, y'all know the story. America rushed in. They rushed into Germany or into Berlin, looking for any technology they could. They didn't give two damns about where Slipner was because they were going for the technology. The soldiers already reported the Foo Fighters, and they knew they had technology no one else had. Usually at the end of a war, the Allies tend to turn on each other if anyone gets more power than the other. Because that's just how neighbors do. If you got more power than your neighbors, then you usually colonize them. And so they were rushing for the technology, and they let him slip away. So his name is Slipner. And hunting Slipner produced the evidence from the CIA database, which is called the Vault. I forgot the name of it. So they're going through all the information, everything that they knew. He was showing up at opera concerts. There are people down there still today that talk about, how he lived there, and the rest of them. But they bought up large swaths of land. And shortly thereafter, people started reporting all these UFOs flying around. So I find that to be highly significant with today, because now you've got, for the first time in known history, United States Incorporated said, hey, that's not swamp gas. That's not crazy people. Those two Pentagon releases. One, this is a UFO, which tells me that's not a UFO. And two, that we recovered things that were made from off the planet, which tells me that was made on the damn planet at Space Force. So now they're willing probably to admit that they have all this technology. And the only reason that they're going to admit it is because they've gone far beyond it. It doesn't matter anymore. No. Let me do this. I'm gonna let some of these pieces get put together by somebody else. I know y'all want to talk about the election. I know. It sucks, doesn't it? I know. I'm sure somebody lost or somebody. I know. I don't really care. I'm a slave no matter who won. So I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. Yes, today I'm usurping authority. I'm talking about my own damn thing. I ain't looking at your comments. You're still going to be slave. You're still a slave no matter who won. So this is interesting. Let me take it right about to here. So the money went there. They bought land. They took the UFOs there. Took all the scientists to America. They were making the thing. Some of the scientists probably went down there. Operation Paperclip. Look it up. Area 51 was all about convincing people that there was an alien invasion. There wasn't no alien invasion. The aliens weren't here. They weren't landing. They weren't crashing. Nothing like that. We had technology that somebody made in Germany. And in 1951, the Invention Secrecy Act of 1951 ensured that if anybody slips out, creates any kind of technology from what they knew, what the Germans had, you would be killed or thrown in jail. All right.
And Bassett gave the introduction, and we did a little Q&A together. And he said there's this great show on the History Channel called Hunting Hitler. And I started watching some of the episodes, and it's amazing. It makes a very compelling case that Hitler did not die in the bunkers of Berlin, but escaped. along with many of top-ranking Third-Reich Nazis, including Martin Bormann himself, who is the money man.
How is that not
and
significant?
much wealth just left Europe, never to be found again, including Martin Bormann, who kept popping up all over South America in the 1950s, yet he was tried in absence at the Nuremberg trials and sentenced to death, but they never caught him. So if the money man gets away, it's quite possible that Hitler and this Fourth Reich actually do exist, but our history books wouldn't tell us that at all. So this is located in the Cordoba Sierras.
Because he who knows history can avoid it in the future. He who understands that the lords and kings are always lying to you, whether they're blue, they're red, white, and blue, they're Britain, France, England, that the kings and the lords will always lie to you. The slave master is exactly the damn same. They're not going to tell you the truth, because if they tell you the truth, it empowers you. Information is power, knowledge is power. This is why if it was an election in the news, it's insignificant.
Another mountain range in South America a lot of people aren't aware of, and it's in this Bavarian-like town called La Falda, and several other surrounding communities have a large German expat population. One of the families is the Eichhorns, who own this Eden Hotel, and who a FBI document describes as, quote, enthusiastic supporters of Hitler since the Nazi Party was formed. So I went and took the tour of this and found that many guests of European royal family, including Prince of Wales, music and film stars, even Albert Einstein in the 1930s went there, even the Latin American revolutionary Che Guevara, seen down there in the bottom left, was one of the visitors. The close relationship with the Jesuits on the right.
Important, but how my brain works, because I'm on a lot of coffee and caffeine. Che Guevara was down there, and that kind of reminded me of the whole revolution, the Che pictures and hats and boots and socks and drawers that y'all buying, because y'all actually fighting and revolting by how you're voting. I'm gonna let you know something real quick, all right? You are not revolting against any power by putting an election in the lever. That's not what a revolt looks like. That is not what dissent looks like. If the corporation wants you to do it, it's on every damn station that you do this, you do this, you do this. Vote, 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 vote. That's not a revolt. That's exactly what Master wants you to do. All right? If you want to revolt, you remove your consent. You remove your belief. But the fact that he mentioned Che reminded that I got to say that. If you doing what Master wants you to do, it's not going to help you. It's going to help him, the plantation.
The Vatican and the fascist dictator Juan Perón would have made it easy for the Eichhorns to host anyone, perhaps even those who might defect their Nazi sympathies. So the FBI was keenly aware that Adolf Hitler may fake his own death and escape to a country sympathetic to the Third Reich. These are actual FBI mock-ups of what he might look like. And they show these in the Hunting Hitler documentary all the time. He did exactly that and fled initially to Argentina. In 2016, and this is largely what the TV show Hunting Hitler is based on, a cache of documents, over 200 documents, were released by the FBI, and you can go see them on the FBI portion of the website called The Vault.
The Vault, yeah.
and that's what they're basing much of these episodes on.
Why is that important? Because if you don't know the history, you don't know the future, and you damn sure don't know what they're doing right now. See, for me, the way my mind works on a slave plantation, reasoning through what goes on, is that when they release these documents that are highly still redacted, they're telling you that we was lying like hell to you at the time. And no one stopped to think, are they still lying like hell to you right now? Power concedes nothing without demand. If there's no demand for an open source world, open source governments with no secrecy, then they lying to you right now. Anything that you do in fear or on a lie from your criminal leaders is foolish, because they're lying. In another 30 years, the people will find out, your kids then will find out what they were lying about to you in 2020, assuming anybody's still alive. Playing this game where the most powerful people on the planet and the most powerful families can keep secrets from governments, and the governments keep secrets from its people, and then the people keep secrets from each other, all the way down to the lowest level, husband and wife.
The FBI vault has now been declassified, pertaining to Hitler and other prominent Nazis.
Why? Because they don't think you care. That's why they release it. That's why they declassify it. That's why they have Freedom of Information Act, because in the future, you won't think that, you'll think, oh yeah, well, they were liars back then, but not mine. They were. That's why they release it, because they know that you won't give a damn. You need to start giving a damn.
Escaping to South America. And this is one of the documents that they showed us on the tour of the Eden Hotel. And it says that if the Fuhrer should at any time get into difficulties, he could always find a safer retreat at La Falda, where they have already made the necessary preparations. I told you that in Argentina and Chile, only 1% of the indigenous people survived. This is actually a picture in the Amazon, where they did quite a bit of exploring, just as they did in Antarctica. There was a funny joke there, because the Germans are the richest Argentinians. They're going through a major currency collapse crisis once again right now. It's actually a good time to go there. It's pretty.
Hashtag always follow the money. That money went from World War II over to Germany. over to Argentina and the rest of these places. This all kind of feeds with the whole Central America, and how did a few, people on horses from some ships kill off millions of natives. Well, that goes back to the Younger Dryas and the calamity that happened. These people lived in the Stone Age, the Aztecs, the Incas, the Mayans, and we know they lived in the Stone Age just because the structures they built on top of the megalith structures were significantly primitive compared to who came before. So who came before on the Central American continent, South America, were highly advanced. They were significantly more advanced than we are today. We still don't know how they built all those buildings down there, but they all got wiped out in the Younger Dryas, that explosion of that massive asteroid, which left the entire continent into blew them back to the Stone Age, right? They didn't work together. They were like us, fighting each other. The whites, the blacks, the Mexicans, the Americans, the Christians, the Muslims. They had that same identity ignorance that we have, the left, the right, the blue, the red. And so eventually nature reclaimed them, sent them back to the Stone Ages, which is where we're going if we don't stop playing this nonsense. And that's why I think this is interesting, because it's all connected. And it all gets down to some principal errors in how we behave. They got wiped out. And so now when Cortez came through, it was no big deal to wipe them out. And so now after World War II, well, where would those criminals go who lost the war, who didn't really lose the war, because everything just got transferred to the next round on a new continent, into new nations, Russia and the United States incorporated. Of course they'll go to Central America, South America. Why? Because it's so sparse of a population, because they got wiped out.
Pretty cheap. And the joke is, well, if there's no indigenous people in Argentina, who are the Argentinians? And the joke is, they are mostly Italian immigrants who speak Spanish that wish they were as rich as the Germans. That's who Argentinians are today. So this FBI document continues, says, even before the Nazis came into power, Ida Eichhorn placed immediately by cable her entire bank account amounting to 80,000 marks to Goebbels' disposal. This was in response to the leader's request to her for only 3,000 to 4,000 marks, gave him 80,000 for propaganda purposes. Hitler never forgot this act, and during the years he came into power, they would reside at the same hotel on the occasion of their annual stay in Germany on the party tag. They were then permitted to enter the private rooms of the Fuhrer anytime without being previously announced. So the Eichhorns who owned the Eden Hotel in La Falda had unfettered access to him. and many sympathies. And here they are sharing a meal. This also is presented in Hunting Hitler, Adolf Eichmann dining with the Eichhorns and the owners of the Eden Hotel in La Falda, where he stayed after the war. And so I cornered the tour guide. He could speak English pretty well at the end of the tour, and I said, "What do you really think? Do you think Hitler lived here?" He's like, "Oh, I know he was here. There are people still in town who there were young teenage chambermaids who still are alive and remember him, and Eva Braun. They survived." And he goes, this is really interesting. He goes, "You know, us in Argentina, we've been through the dirty wars, we've lived through fascist dictators. We're already at peace with all this. It's you Americans that have a hard time with this revision of history, that can't quite comprehend the fact that this third power or this Fourth Reich may have been in existence and may still be in existence to this day. So I guess it's up to us to kind of come to terms with all this."
Which I found to be a profound statement. We already accepted South America. Like, this is just how the world works. The world works on power and money. It's just you ignorant fools up north who think that it works on left and right in politics and governments. This is all about money and power. I like how he said that. This Fourth Reich, the third party. There's always a third party in control of the money, the debt, the banking, the power, the technology. It's only you fools up north who don't understand that. We already know that. Y'all live in a false reality because you got all that mainstream media and TV and television mixed in. Down here, we already know. We see the damn UFOs flying everywhere. We're finding aliens. How about the act to common human? Like, we're just moving on. Like, we get that this stuff exists. Like, this is no big deal for us. And we know a lot of it is most likely government, you know, or this third party that seems to escape those who fund both sides of all wars. You know, they keep the best technology for themselves, which would make a whole lot of sense. Why would you let a nation actually have a government that can unseat you as a trillionaire family who has the power all around the world? No, because they might say, yeah, we're going to come after you because you funded both sides of the war. No, you ain't. Be an anti-gravity device. We can zap everybody in your country with Star Wars, right? That's our technology, not yours. And this is part of why Raytheon, Boeing, and all the rest of them go to China. Money doesn't give two damns about you. This is why I don't really care who won the United States Incorporated election, because it's insignificant. It's insignificant anything important. That isn't a false reality, sure. But, you know, so I found that to be huge. We've already come to grips with the fact that Hitler's been down here with all the terms. We see him all the damn time. We still got aunts and uncles and grandparents who talk about this stuff. This is no big deal to us. Like, we accept it. It wasn't good, but it is what it is. You know, and this is how my mind tries to work. This is why I don't think as an American. I don't think as a black person. I don't think as a Democrat or Republican. I think about the world in terms of how it really is. Once again, we're on the slave plantation. None of us know what's true. And I'm not trying to convince you I know what's true. I'm trying to convince you we're on the slave plantation, and Master never tells you the truth. That's what I'm saying. You're on a slave plantation. Doesn't really matter what color you are, what race you are a forced labor wage slave. And they'll never say, well, sure. They'll never tell you enough information to allow you to free yourself. They'll never tell you that they've created anti-gravity. They'll never tell you that they got electromagnetic devices. They'll never tell you that they went, I got this picture. They went and found that damn UFO. And some people say that this is a water tower. And maybe it is. I don't know. I guess they went around Germany and they said, yeah, but these are traditional water towers. One thing they found, they said that it fits the shape of the, I already showed the United States Incorporated aircraft. Well, it's not the United States Incorporated aircraft because apparently they don't know about it. They're just telling you. I think maybe the Rothschilds and Rockefeller starting to share a little bit of technology with Russia and America, perhaps. That's probably the Rothschilds and Rockefellers in the base in South America or Central America. They just fly around, have a little fun, get the kids a Corvette, let them take it out for a spin. Our best jets, our best empowered jets that's made on 100-year-old technology, fossil fuels. And catch up to the Rockefeller's child flying a Corvette around the United States. and controlled airspace are false reality. And perhaps that actually is the right shape for the Glocker or the water tower. I can see where it would make some sense. If you've got some technology, you made something, you don't know how to control it, and they have pictures where you chain it all together and you have it in the center of that big. I don't know. What do I know? I'm a slave on a plantation where half the people will be yelling and screaming today about who won the control of the United States Incorporated. A corporation that stole all the land from you, stole the resources, lies to you about everything, hides everything. We don't even know who killed JFK, Martin Luther King, or did 9/11. For that matter. We don't even know. You're not even allowed to talk about it. These platforms said they're going to start banning people who question the plantation's narrative. That's why I know all this is coming to an end. I found this to be huge, though. I love it. It's delicious to me because it's like, yeah, that actually makes some sense. That, that in South America, they already know this stuff. They see these things, and it's just like, it is what it is. I mean, some people still worship them down there. It's like, no, these are just aircraft that they probably worked on these massive plantations and slots of land that they had down there. So, the Americans wouldn't see. And so our reality would become jets in the air. The reality down there is just UFOs. But I suspect they're not UFOs. They're just IFOs, which is why I told you about the UFO, which is IFO. It's just a ship. We're the ignorant ones who don't understand that.
Not too far away from La Falda, up in the Cordoba Sierras, is all these pictures of ETs. This is a billboard in Capella del Monte, which refers to the many UFO sightings around this local mountain. And Emily and I, this is where we parked one night, and this is the mountain, keeping our eye on this UFO.
Hard on the alien people, not that aliens don't exist. It's just the United States Incorporated would never tell you about them if that were the height of power, right? Kings don't tell you that there's another powerful kingdom above them. They tell you that they're the most powerful because the kings always want to be God. The governments always want to be God. So we'll let the alien part be. I just want to get like 2 minutes through this to something else.
UFO hotspotted.
Then we'll have a discussion and y'all won't tell me who the United States Incorporation is.
Cerro Uritorco Mountain, which even the Lonely Planet described as many UFO sightings, burn marks in the grass, and people being abducted, where the crafts reportedly ground and abducted people, and numerous sightings of craft above and beyond around this mountain. We didn't see anything. It was kind of cloudy night and very windy. Just trying to make our dinner in the back of the vehicle was hard enough, but we stayed up pretty late and we watched the mountain, but didn't see anything that night. This was the closest I could get to the infamous Hitler house that he first arrived at in 1945 on the Estania San Ramon Bay near San Carlos de Bariloche in the central Andes range of Argentina. Just off in the distance there is Chile. And it is said that at this house there was a seaplane, that if he ever had to make a hasty retreat, get out in the seaplane, fly over to Chile, they can't catch him there. And Chile, Argentina.
I turned the volume down on the video. Let me know if the spike is minimal now, Tony. Thank you for that. This won't make a whole lot of sense to you unless you actually did your homework and you watched that documentary. Finding Hitler, I forgot his name. Because there were
Paraguay, Brazil, all had these fascist governments, some of them supported by our own CIA. Why were they deposing democratically elected presidents and putting in dictators? I think that they were working with this third power. And this goes into what I was talking about in Antarctica, that a lot of these crafts may have been shepherded out right before the war, went to these massive land holdings in South America.
The 2020 Hyundai Elantra, backed by America's best warranty. That's better than Toyota, Honda, and Nissan.
That they still don't even know who...
Kind of fitting that a car commercial would pop in during this. Still driving dinosaur cars.
Really owns the land. I mean, hundreds of acres of these massive properties that were bought up during World War II or shortly thereafter with this mystery money, and still to this day are very private estates that have big fences around it and security. You can't get in them. As well as I mentioned in the Antarctica talk, the New Berlin base, this point 211 in New Schwabenland. So this protected estate here near Bariloche had the means to allow Hitler a quick escape if the authorities were drawing near. A list of other Hitler residences in South America, Estania San Ramon near San Carlos de Bariloche until May 1946. He then took a one-year vacation in Cassino, Brazil, and another house in Enoclo is almost certainly Hitler's last refuge. Is located about 60 miles north of Bariloche, where he was from mid-June 1947 until as his permanent residence. And most likely he died in the capital of Paraguay and is buried in a hidden chamber below a prominent hotel in the capital. So a much more detailed study can be seen in this History Channel series called Hunting Hitler, where they get into a lot of these details. But it's little wonder that many fugitive Nazis after World War II were seen at or around the Bavarian-like city of San Carlos de Bariloche, feeling especially safe in the late 1940s under the quasi-protection of the fascist leader Juan Perón. The lake Nathel-Huupe is much like the Koing Sea of southern Bavarian Germany, close to Berchtesgaden, where Hitler had his Eagle's Nest resort home. And I've been to both of these locations and they look remarkably similar. Okay, getting close to the end here. Now we're traveling down south. This is how we connect then to the Antarctica trip. And on our way in southern Patagonia, we stopped at this town called San Julian Bay in Patagonia. It's located right here, Puerto San Julian. And this is Magellan's map of the Magellan Strait. And as I said in the Antarctica talk, they thought that this portion of Tierra del Fuego connected to Antarctica as one supercontinent. And some old maps also depicted that way too. So Magellan had to winter over in San Julia Bay in the winter of 1520. So we're coming on to the 500-year anniversary of Magellan's famous voyage around the world. It's amazing when you know the details of this trip. They left with 5 ships, over 250 men. One ship did defect and went back to Spain. One ship sunk right off the coast of Patagonia. 2 ships sunk in the Pacific. And one ship called the Victoria, as seen here with a replica of Magellan, made it back with only 17 men. One of those men was the Italian historian named Antonio Pigafetta, a Venetian nobleman who joined the expedition of Magellan as the official chronicler of the journey. Pigafetta kept a richly detailed diary of the expedition in which he made entries every single day of the entire Odyssey. Unlike most of the crew, Pigafetta was of one mind with Magellan and almost died defending him at the Battle of Mactan in the Philippines. And I've been to that location too, where Magellan was killed. Pigafetta was only one of 17 survivors whose ship, the Victoria, arrived back safely in Spain in September 8th, 1522. And while a very amazing trip, what makes this particular location so interesting, I'll read from the diary of Pigafetta. Leaving that place, we finally reached 49 1/2 degrees towards the Antarctic Pole. So even 500 years ago, they were calling Antarctica for what it was, but still had not discovered the continent. As it was winter, this is his writing, the ships entered the safe port to winter. And you can see off in the distance there the Bay of San Julian. We passed 2 months in that place without seeing anyone. One day we suddenly saw a naked man of giant stature on the shore of the port, dancing and singing and throwing dust on his head. the Captain General sent one of our men to the giant so that he may perform the same actions as a sign of peace.
The giant.
Having done that, the man led the giant to an islet into the presence of the Captain General. When the giant was in the Captain General's and our presence, he marveled greatly and made signs with one finger raised upward, believing that we had come from the sky. This is also similar to what Columbus experienced when he got to Hispaniola, that they also thought that his ship, which they had never seen anything like that, came from the stars.
I'll stop there. I missed it. There's a lot. There's a lot how all that feeds together, which is why I do this. Everything feeds together, which is why I'm not talking about your elections. Your elections. They ain't got nothing to do with me. All I see is like colonization after land and region, perhaps planet, people seeing ships, new technology, you get technology from the previous civilization. And so anyway, maybe I connect dots together that shouldn't be, but I really don't care because half the people in my country still voting for my slavery, so. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Christine, Hillary, Grand Rising, everybody. Good morning, good morning. So I know somebody here told me who won, but that's what time is it? Damn it, I was gonna go 1 more hour, 45 more minutes without knowing. Who won the United States Incorporated? Who's coming to save me from slavery? Nobody. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Deborah, Jonathan, Close. Get here. G already on a tier. Uh-oh, I'm not on no tier, Bofine. Don't pass me no hints. I really don't care. You chase forever okra memes. Oh yeah. Oh, you mean yeah, I had to give Bofine credit for that. That bastard. One of his memes was pretty funny the other day. Actually was quite hilarious. I made him a profile picture, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But not giving him too much credit. I give him credit, it was funny. Like I said, still want him to eat some minor parts. Hang on, wait, I guess you something. I'll show you one more thing. This one? Is this one? I don't think I can show it to you though. I can just let you hear it.
History tells us that Adolf Hitler, demented, betrayed, and lacking in any hope of victory at all, retires to his private quarters in the bunker with his wife, Ava Braun, and they commit suicide. Ava Braun probably taking a cyanide capsule. Hitler by shooting himself in the head. Those bodies are then carried upstairs and are put in a shallow grave, covered in 50 litres of petrol, set ablaze, and that's it. End of history. End of Hitler.
Anyone knew of Hitler's death was on May the 1st, 1945, when German radio made a dramatic announcement. It was the first clue, says Gerard Williams, that the death of Adolf Hitler wasn't what it appeared.
Hitler's death is not announced by the Allies finding his body. Hitler's death is announced by the German government, by the Nazis. The problem with that is, this is one of the greatest propagandist nations ever to run the earth. Hitler's dead, say us Nazis. And we are just meant to believe it.
Despite the radio report, the Allies were unable to verify Hitler's death. At the time of the announcement, the Battle of Berlin was still raging. A day after the broadcast on May the 2nd, 1945, the Soviet army, accompanied by a BBC reporter, finally seized Hitler's bunker and made a grim discovery.
They found the body of a man with a lock of black hair on the right-hand side of his face and a little black moustache.
At first glance, it looked like the Nazi leader. But it was soon established that it wasn't.
And they looked at him more closely, and their doctors came to the conclusion that it was what they call a bad double of Hitler, and not Hitler himself.
Body doubles were widely used in the Second World War. Stalin was known to have numerous, and Churchill at least one. Historians are certain that Hitler used them too. It's not clear if the dead man was a Hitler body double or not. But the fact is, no one reported finding the body of the real Adolf Hitler in 1945.
I'm pretty convinced that two people probably did die in the bunker at the end of April, beginning of May 1945, but they weren't Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun. Hitler and Eva are substituted in the dying days of the bunker in Berlin. Two double replaced them, and it was those who were murdered and their bodies disposed of later.
The conspiracy would have us believe that this audacious switch was masterminded by Hitler's private secretary, Martin Bormann.
To get to Hitler at any level at all, you had to go through Martin Bormann. Bormann controlled the door. He was the gatekeeper to him.
A committed Nazi, Bormann was determined to see his beloved Führer survive the war.
Bormann is a very committed person to Adolf Hitler. He's his friend, he's his leader, he's his Führer, and he wants to see him live. What he realizes is that if he wants to keep his friend alive and he wants to keep himself alive, is that they have to die. There has to be a final end to them. There has to be no reason for people to come looking for them.
Hello.
I believe
Common sense. Hello.
that at the end of April 1945, the real Hitler, along with Eva Braun, was spirited out of the bunker to the Reich Chancellery. And that's where the exchange took place.
That's enough of that. And then you have enough CIA information in the vault to confirm that he escaped. So then you got to piece together, well, how does your world make any sense? It all makes perfectly good sense if you don't accept what's on the television. It all makes perfectly good sense if you don't accept the nonsense coming out of your politicians' mouths. It all makes perfectly good sense when you just look at the economics, power, money, control, and keeping a closed world society where a few maintain all the power. Everybody else is kept in the illusion of nations, conflicts, identities, and silly stuff like that. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna read comments. I kinda don't want to, but I'm pretty sure y'all told me which criminal, but it actually doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Let me find, hold on, where's Grant? Let me get my president up here real quick. Doesn't matter. Where's President Grant? No, I have him somewhere. I'm in solidarity with the Republic. Where's President Grant? I'm gonna get Grant up here. Here we go. There's a president right there. So it doesn't really matter who y'all think won. It doesn't matter who you voted for. There's only one Republic. And while he might be a bastard because he gave it up, the reality is your colonizing criminals have no constitutional authority. They were never explicitly given the ability to get rid of the government and create a corporation in its place, to give it bank accounts and departments so that it can be controlled internationally and recolonized by Europe. Washington, D.C. Act of 1871. I try to say it every single day. All right, good morning, Megs and Debbie. Oh, there Jonathan Close came to the house. Damn meme makers. He did pretty good with that old one of me. But Jonathan, I only put it on there for 24 hours. It's going to be deleted in a minute. But I gave him credit for that. That actually was pretty funny. I made a meme out of my fridge letters for Gerard. Oh, thank you so much, Deborah. Hope it's saying nothing about no damn okra. Hey, good morning. Fool's gold. Yes, Desiree, fool's gold. Everything is fool's gold. People think they got a government. It's really a corporation. People think they need fossil fuels, but really they got EMG, anti-gravity devices. People think the climate is changing, but really they got geoengineering. Everything is profit and money. You know, keep bono, follow the money. If you always follow the money, you will never be fooled. You're a slave on a plantation, and as long as you don't know what the outside world is like, you're happy to be a slave. And that is exactly what enslaves us. Fool's gold everywhere. Harriet Tubman, I keep repeating her. I freed thousands of slaves, and I could free thousands more if only they knew they were slaves. If somebody half the population is sad today, I would imagine. No difference with me. Nothing has changed. I'm watching none of it. It's all untrue. It is, Lisa. That's what I mean. It's all fool's gold. It's all untrue. Good morning, Jasmine. Good morning, Sandy. After a week, it's over and things go back to normal. Well, yeah, Christine, and that's what I mean. It's just useless. It's like, okay, so they changed the color of the paint on a tank, but it's still a tank. It still kills and robs and murders. The revolution will not be constitutionalized. No, it will not, Beaufort, right? And yeah, I say Constitution. Beaufort doesn't really like that, but you know, those are the things that I grew up to believe in, right? I was handed a bill of goods in civics class that I have say in my government. And not that I really want a government, Beaufort, not that I really want a constitution. There's only one law, and I just leave me the hell alone. That's it. You can do anything you want to do. Just leave me the hell alone. Leave everybody else the hell alone, too. That's the only law. So, but I go back to the constitutional part of it because the Constitution never gave the government, the republic, the ability to cancel itself and create a corporation that's owned by Europe, let alone hand the coining of money over to someone else. Like all the criminal activity started at that point. So I think we can get people back to actually having say in their government. We can get people back to a point where they might have say in their own lives. And we can get people back to a point where maybe sovereignty is important, right? Like that's what I think the American Revolution mostly was about. It was about sovereignty. Human beings need to be sovereign. Stop making the kings and lords sovereign. You can change their name and call them a government, a Senate, a Supreme Court. You can call it anything you want to call it. It's still taking your energy and your power. So I think the Founding Fathers were heading the right direction on that. They were going the wrong direction in terms of just handing everything only to them. They knew they were sovereigns. It was us. We didn't know any better. So yeah, well, if you don't have light skin, you don't own land, and you don't have a ding-a-ling, then you're not human. You're not sovereign. They were wrong on that. We need to correct them on that. We can keep moving forward, but that was the danger of America, was this idea and the concept that poor people could own land and have say in their own lives. The kings had to pull that back. All right. Good morning, Christ. Good morning, Cat Stevens. We've seen a body double for Prince Charles. There are rumors the Queen is dead. I think she was replaced some time ago. Her voice, manner, speaking has changed drastically. And that would make perfectly good sense, Cat Stevens. And that's like, follow the money. Follow the money. If it makes good sense to be able to create body doubles, and they've been doing that since the beginning of time, staging deaths, and they're probably still doing it today. We are identity driven, we're identity focused, and we need to let that go. Gotta scoop myself, not to South America yet. Yeah, I would like to go, Rebecca, because South America is a good place to visit. I'm not saying I'm ready to live there yet. There's still too much CIA control and destruction of societies and sanctions and crazy stuff that happens there. I have friends, like I said, that one friend, oh, Lord have mercy, yeah, what I say. Somebody, when we had the discussion, somebody was actually there when we had this discussion, but the things that the military is doing down right now are not repeatable. And the person who I had the conversation with and another person sitting at the table was right here on this live stream. So yeah, I would never repeat what was said to me. I just know that we need to have Pentagon control. We need CIA control, or we need to get rid of it. Let's contact FB, Facebook, and get them to make an okra emoji. Robert Walker, let's not do that. Let's There's no reason for that. There's already a vomit emoji, Robert. That's a waste of time. You got to be more efficient in society with your emojis. Why would you have two emojis for the same damn thing? Stephen Greer says we've had anti-gravity since what, October 1954, I think. And that's huge, Patricia Hauser. I was actually trying to get that clip where he said that. And we've had these technologies since 1954. You know, and if Stephen Greer says it, it's usually because there's a whistleblower that he got that precisely from, or a document. And we've had thousands of whistleblowers by now said this. Why is anybody still talking about fossil fuel and climate change? Or the cars and explosions and engines is the level of technology that these people actually have? They actually admit it. It's right there. You just need we just need common sense to know that that's not an alien. That's all we need. Good morals, that would be a great thing. Christ Henderson. Good morning, Jeannie. He met Dietrich, the poet, while serving in the Bolshevik Revolution. The rest is history. Yep, they're German. Patricia says, yep, and they're still down there, and that's where all that money is right now. Good morning, Verna. Good morning, Jonathan. Oh, what a treat. Yes, I spent all my morning researching how to file discrimination suits against all the effers who want to illegally discriminate against me for not wearing a face diaper. They effed with the wrong person. Well, in Christ, I think you're probably going to win that, and that's a good use of your time today. Bad use of your time would be worrying about some damn election in the United States Incorporated. Who is in control of the mafia? That's not everybody in face diapers. I guarantee you that whatever they purchase from the mafia is still going to do. So absolutely good use of time. Very good use of time. Because it's all unconstitutional, which is, we go back to the whole thing. The whole point is nothing they do makes sense. And if nothing they do makes sense, it's because it makes sense that it makes sense from the way things are set up. We consent to them controlling us as slaves, as commodities. But you can use the Constitution and your rights and law to go back and show them where they're in conflict, and you actually could win because they still have their perception, they have the illusion they must upkeep, right? Like all the judges, Supreme Court, I think half of them still believe this nonsense, but they have an illusion to uphold. You have to keep the slaves believing that the plantation lifestyle is in their best interest. I don't personally think it does. Escaping is no option. No, Christine, I don't think there's anywhere to go. And Christine, we're still here. Americans, raise your hands. Hi, Christine. Christine thought we were all going to disappear. She's in Belgium. She's like, all right, to make some new friends after the election, the Americans are going to be gone. Like, no, we're still here. People aren't stupid. I don't think they're stupid. People are emotional. They say a lot of things, but nobody is going to. Well, actually, no, there's some people, there are some crazy people. But revolting, violence, destroying things, protesting, that's exactly what they want you to do. That's their tool, that's their thing. You don't ever go to a knife fighter with a knife and say, hey, let's fight. You don't ever go to a golfer with a golf club and some golf balls, and you ain't never hit a ball, and you're like, hey, let's play golf. You're gonna lose. You don't go to the most violent corporation on the planet with your violence. Anybody talking civil war is a fool. Anybody talking revolution is an idiot. And they're gonna be a dead one quickly. You don't go to the most violent people with what they want you to come to them with. They've already mastered that art. So yeah, we're still here, Belgium. We're still here, Christine. The whole world. Americans, we love to talk a lot. So let me take off the president. President, sir, thank you for your service, and I know you did, you're in the casket and everything, but you still are the president, last president of the republic. Until we get that back, I really don't have too much interest in anything else that's going on. I'm gonna do comments and get out of here. Get out of here. All right. So there is no escape. There is no escape, Christine. This is a global power play. A lot of people haven't figured that out yet. Hopefully soon they will. That they are usurping the authority over every government, and certainly in NATO, to create an obvious slave plantation. We've always been a slave plantation. This is a power play to take police states around the world and turn them into medical, digital police states. Why some of the slaves on this plantation are clapping for it is beyond me. Patricia Hauser, along with the majority of the Israel population. What's that, Jeannie? Good morning, Jamie. Hunting Hitler series was very revealing, off-prime, possible history channel. Yeah, it was, Cat Stevens. And the scary thing is they actually played it. Like, think about that. That's the scary thing to me. It's not that's slipped away, but the fact that they just don't actually give a damn now that they're declassifying the files and letting know, like, yeah, he got away. Nope, we didn't care. Yeah, he got away. Nope, we really didn't care. We still ain't looking for nobody. You know, we're not even looking for the money. We don't really care. You know, and there's a reason. Like, that's all you can do, Cat Stevens. I think is you just have to think about why this stuff occurs, and why would they let him get away if they got his technology, his war technology. Say that. If they got his war-making technology, whether they got it in Germany, in Berlin, or they got it in the Antarctic, when they sent that big massive invasion force down there that they don't really talk about much under Admiral Byrd, Operation High Jump, he came back and started telling us about craft that could fly from pole to pole in minutes. Why would he say that? They're revealing it now. They never went after him or his compadres, the money men or anybody else. They all got away. They could have went and got him. They didn't do it. Sounds like they were almost told not to. Think about it. Relationship. So if they already got the technology, got the scientists from all the medical experiments, the military technology, and everything. Okay, I said High Jump is a paperclip operation. Well, it's both of them, right? Operation Paperclip is the one, right, where they brought all of the scientists over who all should have been put on trial and thrown in prison, but instead, of course, money dictates, no, we can make more money with you free, so we exalt you of all the people you murdered, brought them all over and put them to work, gave them houses and pools and jobs. And you got people in the Appalachian Mountains ain't got no damn job. You got people in the hood ain't got no damn job. But anyway, always money decides. This is the problem with not actually having a government, but a governing corporation. Relationship. Somebody told them you can't have them. You can't have them. It's like the theory on whether or not Bin Laden is still over there in Iran. You can't have them, right? We're in relationships with this person. Who does Hitler know? Whether it's other powerful families that control central banking that could collapse the United States. So hell no CIA, FBI, nobody's going after him. Maybe it's a higher power than that. Maybe he really did get a little help from above, like was it Werner von Braun said that, the founder of NASA said that when we got help from beyond and how to build some of these craft. I don't know. Hey, good morning, Angela. Good morning. Christ, what's that? It's $25,000 for each discrimination suit. Hit them where it hurts. And I think I have a theory behind that, Christ. I don't know if you were here. My theory is that the United States Incorporated needs to get rid of the last state governments that exist. And that's the state governments. Like, I think they're all different types of ways to capitalize on what just happened. And if you are the United States Incorporated and you want to get rid of the last we the people, any say that people actually have in electing people, and you know they can't elect nobody on the federal level, you have to push it down to the state level. They had the states bribed for the longest time. I think this is why there was no lockdown at a United States Incorporated federal level, because they couldn't. They don't have the right to do that. They had to scare the states into it. So they scared the states into it. Now what are we all going to do? Is we're going to sue the states. Why? Because like, what is that? Like 100,000 people died from the lockdown and the common cold. All these people lost businesses, people were killed, all these. So yeah, we're going to sue the states, because that's all you can sue. You can't sue the federal government. You can't sue the United States Incorporated for the lockdown. They didn't do the lockdown. They just scared the states into it. So we sue the states. We put them out of business. They go into ridiculously more ignorant debt that they were in before they legalized cannabis and started using the family court system for human trafficking. And then where does the states go for money? The United States Incorporated, the international bankers that actually colonized from sea to shining sea. And then America has no government, none. The states collapse, they go bankrupt, and then we're all slaves to 0.01% in the public domain. By that time, it's too late. So they got Terminator robots and droids and drones and bees and all kind of things to keep everybody where we're at. We need them for social credit score. We need them for digital dollar. And so anybody can control America from anywhere. They can control Britain, Canada, anywhere. Wherever that bank account is, all I got to do is press that button, and you will do exactly what they want. We'll make perfect slaves out of our children. It's not even a them. It's not like they're not doing it. They're no great evil thing. It's just us. We agree to it. We're the worst generation in history, I think. New Jersey's governor is taking time to congratulate other states that also voted to end cannabis prohibition on Tuesday. That actually sounds like good information, Jimmy T. I'm not going to read any further because I think you're going to tell me who is in control of the United States Incorporated from a Hollywood perspective. Call the president. I don't want to know that. I'm avoiding every political comment as long as I can. I might take this beyond lunchtime. It's lunchtime in 20 minutes. My goal was to get 20 minutes without knowing who the hell's in that seat of non-power, the illusion of control. All right. Been watching a lot of Joe Rogan. That 2015 with Randall Carlson. Oh yes, by himself. One of the most fascinating I've ever seen. Yes, Patricia, that was the one where he went through the flood information. Oh my God. Oh, whew. If anybody is denying global floods, I think that's the one. He goes to the evidence of the global flood. He goes to the evidence of how the water's carved out the Grand Canyon, and south of that, just massive icebergs, melting water, and how it carved out. He sends the drone up and airplane footage and NASA footage showing you how the receding water cut out, the south portion of the United States. Oh, that was fantastic. The Randall Carlson, anyone who wants to watch that, just do a search for Joe Rogan, Randall Carlson. There's so much about history we don't know, Patricia Hauser, that we just have plenty of time to research. Ain't nobody have time to watch that damn television for news. It's not new, it's old, and it's all bullshit. All right. From hanging chads to this. What is that, Sandra? I missed that. What is hanging chads? What's going on? We won 2 additional states to legalize weed, baby. Oh, wow, we win again. Oh, that sounds interesting, Jimmy T. I'm not excited, though. I'm not excited. You know me, man. You know me. There's a difference between being legal and being criminalized cronyism at the state level. Now, answer that question. Was cannabis legalized, or was it made into a criminalized crony business? So now the states are profiting from pretending that you can't do something that you can do from birth, which is grow your own damn medicine, or was it 100% legalized where the states aren't involved at all? Okay. Last time I checked, cannabis wasn't illegal in any states. They just made it so the states make the profit more than the federal government. See, I believe in sovereignty, Jimmy T. So I'm not things going in the right direction is a good idea, so I'm not going to poo-poo on it. I'm just like, yeah, you're not going to get me clapping and singing and dancing for people undoing what they never should have done in the first place. How many people have died because they didn't have hemp and cannabis? How many people died because they didn't have the right cannabinoids? The thing that we ate is salad for millions of years, that our body needs so much, it developed a symbiotic relationship with cannabinoids by creating an endocannabinoid system just for the plant because we ate it so damn much for millions of years. And that just walks me into the whole point, Jimmy T. Anybody thinks that your government is interested in saving grandmamas crazy out they damn mind. I love you to death, but you watch too much of that damn television. You about as silly as a child watching cartoons. They literally take away the things we need to live to make us pay for the things that barely keep us alive. Just how they take the lands, not the medicine too. Land, the water, everything. They literally play keep away. Every child is born into debt. And if you're born into debt, they literally own you. They shackle this debt to you like slave shackles. People clap for it, they vote for it. I have no interest in it. The idea that every child is born into debt at birth as a penalty for being born on a 0.01% planet is insanity. So yeah, I never clap for people starting to actually go back the right direction. Let me know when they actually get back to human beings being sovereign. But I hear you, Jimmy T. Good direction is good. I mean, it's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. I'll give you that. It's not bad. Hey, Sandy Carr, good morning. Good morning, Megs. What's that, Jimmy? Come on, it's work in progress. Don't poo-poo our effort. I'm not Jimmy. I just gave you that. It's not bad. It's not bad. I just need to see a lot more good from people we consider to be sentient and U.S. incorporated government. Was Pennsylvania on that list? If Pennsylvania wasn't on that list, then I'll poo-poo it. Identity. Anyway, no, I wouldn't clap if this. I would not clap if it's Pennsylvania. Why? Because it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong in any version of not being free for people to medicate their own damn self. How many old senior citizens died of alcohol poisoning because they have so much pain they can't grow their own medicine, so they can't afford the drugs, the synthetic criminal drugs that flip DNA, epigenetics, painkillers that they have a monopoly on. How many of them died and became alcoholics and homeless and lost their jobs because their government still won't let them grow the medicine they need because they use alcohol so they can sleep at night because they're in so much pain? Yeah, they're not trying to save grandmama anyway. Anyway, how many decades ago did Alex Jones name the website Prison Planet? Wow, how crazy does he look now? Yeah, well, that's the funny thing about. Well, I finished it, Patricia Hauser. I finished the Joe Rogan, Alex Jones' last interview. It was good. It was good. He said it a long time ago. People want to try to take that from him. They can't take it. Alex Jones has still said more truthful stuff, even with all his crazy alien sex monster, multi-dimensional alien child traffickers, you know. Even with all his nonsense, even with all this stuff, well, I call it nonsense because I just don't see it. He still said more truth than any leader I've ever seen behind a podium in the United States Incorporated. All right, congrats to the people. I'm scared of Jimmy's comments. He might say something to make me realize who people gonna call the president. I'm going beyond lunchtime, brother. I'm gonna win this time. All right, Montana for approving 2 ballot initiative legal. Okay, all right, well, go on Montana. All right. I don't have an issue with people. I don't have an issue with whoever anybody votes for. I have no issues with any of it because then that's me abusing their sovereignty. You know, it's interesting when people, win things at the state level. You still got a state government, but you don't have a government beyond that. You just got a corporation. So people vote on the state level. I get that. I do get that. That to me is a means to an end. But voting above the state level, I don't understand. I didn't vote for none of them. I have no interest in any of it. All right, they rub it in our faces. Yes, they do, Regina, because they don't really care at this point. They'll release UFOs. They'll release aliens. They'll release free energy, and we can't do anything about it. And soon we won't do any damn thing because everything will be controlled by the digital dollar. And once that happens, they can say anything they want. We can't do anything about it. It will be permanent slave shackles for everybody. All right. Meg says she can't get any sound at all. Okay. Well, you probably got some buttons to press, got some flipping to do. I'm gonna get out of here soon. I got to replant some agave. I have important things to do. While people see it's important to elect a new criminal to run a medical police state mafia with a mass incarceration and a military on every continent, blowing up little children, I'm gonna do something useful with my day. I got some agave to replant. I don't know why anybody would be cheering, clapping, dancing, or singing that they have a new person to run a criminal organization. All right. This is how slews of theories get washed out. Let someone spew and gain traction, then derail them. Everything he has spoken when biggest. Let someone spew and gain traction, then derail them when everything he has spoken when biggest. All right, Jeannie, you got me? I don't know what we're talking about. You might be talking to somebody else, but this is how slews of theories get washed out. But I guess if I'm understanding what you're saying, Jeannie, going along with the understanding that we are slaves on a plantation and we're never being allowed to know the truth, that your masters would never give you what you need to free yourself. What is the channel? Let's bring it back. That it benefits the plantation to let theories go as wild as possible, but as well as give the slaves this idea of what is that? No, what is that? Nope, that's political. Flip me off. Let me just grab another image. I do want to end on the slave plantation. They will never let you know what's true. They'll tell you the truth like UK did in this 2013 release. They'll tell you what's true way down the road when it's insignificant. But what they do that I noticed, Gene, is they teach people conspiracy. They teach people to doubt each other. And to me, that's insanity to me. Like, I'm fine with everybody's spirit. I'm fine with your mermaids, your Bigfoots, your aliens, and all of that stuff. Common people have less reason to lie to me than government. So I'll never like deny anybody's truth. Flat Earth, trapezoid Earth, spaghetti monster God, I'm good with all of that. As long as it comes from people, it comes from like an establishment that's enslaving me, then I have no interest in it. So I don't speak conspiracy to anything. To me, my interest, Gene, for the most part, is economics. If somebody's benefiting from it, then I think it's happening. If we're slaves on a plantation and somebody else comes in on a horse and carriage, we came from the other plantation, 30 miles away. Our master's a little nicer. We're on a place called America, and it's full of plantations. And you go back and tell your friends that on the slave colony, like, yeah, it's a whole bunch of plantations. Some got nicer masters, others don't. And up north is freedom. And you're always going to have somebody saying, that's a conspiracy theory. The whole world is nothing but one big slave plantation. Everybody knows that the world ends at master's borders. Everybody knows that. And the masses will fight you because the majority on the plantation will go along with the narrative that the master sold them, just like in America. Just like in Britain, just like in Canada, everywhere else. Ooh, South Dakota. Ooh, don't you tempt my tummy with South Dakota, Jimmy. What you talking about? South Dakota approved recreational and medical marijuana legalization ballot measures in South Dakota at recreation. See, now look at this. Now see that, Jimmy. Now you tempting me a little bit. Is it North? Where are we running? Where are the free organic humans allowed to live in America without having a Bill Gates injection? Where are the organic ones? I thought it was in North or South Dakota. That, man, I'm in trouble now. If they not only don't have laws to do mass incarceration through quarantine, they don't have statutes for that. They define these shots that they want to inject people with, and now I can grow any plant I want to grow. That almost smells like some freedom to me. South Dakota, is that South Dakota also? I was talking about that Bush debacle. What Bush debacle? I might have to go. Who's that, Sandra? All right, start at the local level. Yes, Regina, everything at the local level. Everyone needs to buy and sell at the local level. Local government's a thing. Local has a lot more power, Regina, than I think what people give credit for. Like at the local level, that's your municipalities. That's where the water comes from. That's where what you can and can't use, if you can grow food and have chickens and stuff like that. I got into a great conversation a few days ago about chickens. I'm still trying to get my chickens. But a government if you actually have a government, they'd be giving chickens away. Why? Because people, especially in serious times like that, people have chickens, they don't become violent. Because if the person has a chicken, it means they permanently have eggs. And they can have more eggs. If someone has eggs, they won't be healthy, but they won't die. And that's how you stop them. That's how you get people from burning down cities, is people having just enough to support themselves. If you actually had a government, we'd have land and at least chickens. Absolutely. Local level is huge. I'll never shun anybody who's trying to fight governing or fight to govern or do the right thing on the local level. Absolutely. This is what Jimmy's talking about too, saying on the state level. That's local-ish. If they're making progress, I get an attitude sometimes, Regina. I just don't like the idea. Like, I think about all the senior citizens that are like becoming addicts of alcohol because they're not allowed to grow their own medicine, and it pisses me off. So, but Jimmy's right. It's just hard for me to admit it. I'm not trying to give it up. Like, it is progress. I don't know. I just feel like we're it just needs to go away. It just needs to go away. All right. What if those of us who have a choice don't pay federal 2020 taxes? I haven't paid any as of yet. Megs, I think you're in the UK, right? Are you in the UK? Why do I think you're in the UK? That's not gonna go too well. The Democrats and Republicans have made sure that the IRS has SWAT teams. So I think, who tried that? A lot of people in Hollywood tried that with a lot of influence and power and money, and they all went to prison. So I don't think that's the first stop, is all I'm saying. We need to start with agencies that don't have SWAT teams, agencies that aren't already known for putting people in prison. Yeah, that's not gonna go well. The IRS, we got enough prisons. Obama made sure we got enough prisons for everybody. That Patriot Act and Trump done made sure enough police on the street. They get all of us. Every last one of us put us in them prisons. FEMA camps. All right. Or let me see. Oregon legalized mushroom therapy. What? I think that's a step in the right direction. Matthew Warner, now that Jimmy done warmed up the waters, I'm going to have to agree with you begrudgingly, brother, begrudgingly. I don't believe in medicinal mushroom therapy. Mushrooms are every damn where. That's Susan Jewell, she bopping around here. Mushrooms everywhere. It's nature. Stop with the war on nature. Limiting mushrooms in the ecosystem or what people put in their body is a war on nature. We need to go back to being organic humans, which means people need to have the mushrooms that they need, the cannabis that they need, the fruits, vegetables, land, ecosystems, and all of that. So it is probably in the right direction, Matthew. That's like, that's not even crawling. That's like putting a finger in front of something. But I want to say I'm happy to hear it, Matthew. It's hard for it to get between my lips. I can't get it out. All right, yep, that's the one. The floods, so much more. The floods and so much more. That's the one that's South Dakota? All right, I gotta go take a pee. Hey, that's organic too. Let me know when the government needs to take pee away. So nope, you're not allowed to pee yet. No, you gotta wear a face diaper. You can't pee. You can't go outside. You can't grow food. You can't have a business. You can't make no money. You can't. It's like, I don't know. Maybe we're making progress in some places, but I'm not seeing enough. I'm not suing the state. I'm suing individuals and businesses for violating civil rights. That's interesting. Holding them accountable for their unrighteous and illegal actions. They can turn around and sue the state. Let me process that for a minute, Christ. The state is the one that came up with the orders. The fact it's not the state, that was the governor, right? The governor gave the orders. So I would think it would be the governor who would want to be the one that's being sued. I think those who went along with it. Because the individuals, I think you could sue them, I guess, depending on what happened. But the businesses are slaves of the state. The businesses are direct slaves of the state. So the businesses have no right to operate. The government can shut a business down anytime it wants to. So I don't think, I don't know, I'm not no damn lawyer. I don't think you can get away with suing the business. I think you can sue the individual if you can prove civil rights were violated. But I think the individual is where you're going to go. Definitely start at the governor if you can. But the businesses have no option, right? They have no option. They are direct slaves. You have to have a state business license. They can do anything they want to do at any time they want to. And that's their escape. But I don't know. You know better than I do. You're already researching. Come on, it's work in progress. Don't poo-poo our efforts. Jimmy, I poo-poo everything. I'm a poo-poo everything unless it's sovereignty. And unless it's sovereignty, I poo-poo everything. Hey, Sandy Carr, how's everyone feeling today? Sandy, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fantastic. I don't know. I haven't looked up the whole president of the United States Incorporated stuff yet, so I don't have any. And I don't think I'm going to be sad after that. I'm just sad for President Grant because nobody is, no one's recognizing the president of the actual republic. All right, I gotta go. Do you make sugar out of agave? Yeah, you can, Christine, but I think for some reason, didn't somebody say that the blue agave is like, something's wrong with it? I don't know what it is. Something is wrong. It might be GMO. I think they do have blue agave GMO. So a friend of mine just bought me a whole bunch. So a whole bunch of repotting to do with all the other plants that I've grown there. All right, good morning, Deanna Lou. I'm standing and fighting for all our rights. Well, Christ, and that's the whole point. Like, I'm not poo-pooing the effort. I'm just giving my perspective. I'm all for anybody that's doing something. Do something or do nothing. That's something. That's do something or do nothing. That's something. But do it for everybody, whatever you do. Remove your consent, which people say is doing nothing. No, that's doing something. Remove your belief, that's doing something. Talking to people about removing their belief, that's doing something. Just do it for everybody. Suing, that's doing something. Do something, but don't do nothing. Pulling levers to me is doing nothing. It's for you. People pull levers for them and people like them. whatever you do, if it includes everybody, it's a good thing. Go in the right direction, you know. But and you got to go where your passions lead you, right? The universe is talking to you. You're a god. You're a sovereign. You know what you're supposed to be doing. Get to it. But take in perspectives everywhere. So I like my perspective on things I share. But the only issue I have no issue with 7 billion people. The only issue I have is with entities that are not 7 billion people. Entities that control corporations, all that consciousness of creating slaves of sovereign creatures. All right. Alex Jones documentary In-Game Blueprint for Global Enslavement is a classic. It was a wonderful life experience. Okay, Matthew, I've never seen it. I have to check it out. I mostly used to listen to him just entertainment a long time ago. I was talking about the Bush debacle. Okay, South Dakota. So it's South Dakota, Tammy. All right. Woo. So South Dakota is where it's at. Ooh, yeah, good point though, Patricia. South Dakota is cold AF. That's okay. We got fire. We got heat. We got greenhouses. We'll make it work. But if that's where the free people are going, yeah, we're going to have to pack up this pack, throw grandmama on the top, and move to Beverly, because I am not staying in this slavery. Lots of laughter. No, Wisconsin. I don't know. Why did I think, Mags, you were in the UK? I don't know why. Wesley Snipes tried. He went to prison. That's my point, Matthew. I don't know. It's like, you know, you want to fight, but try to fight a fight that you know you can win. You know, try to fight a fight, and you know, the IRS is ready to go. They're prepared for that. Yeah. Chickens equals eggs, which equals free people and fed bellies. Patricia Hauser. That's what governments do for people they consider citizens. All right. Got an extra bedroom for those cold little ones. Okay. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Decriminalization falls under the category. Yes, very true. Playing naive is cowardly. Yes, it is. Don't play naive. Once you know better, do better. General Francisco Franco is still dead. Is he, Jimmy? All right. I don't know who General Franco Frizzle. I know that President Grant is dead. I know he is dead, and everybody's pretending like he ain't the president. You know, so I think that's huge. All right. Last couple comments. I had to go because I gotta pee. That's organic. I can do that. In other words, we never let the caste system. We never let the caste system go. Yes, who said that? Kia, I think. That's the whole point. We've never gotten rid of it. We've never gotten rid of it. The only thing they did is they include everybody now. People can't see that. They got people who are locked in the caste system fighting each other to prevent removing the caste system. Absolutely, kid. They've never gotten rid of it. It's still in place. Just now, back then people hated it. Now people vote for it. That's the only difference. Worried about copyrights on this show. Worried about copyrights on this show. Yeah. Well, they know it, Jimmy. All you can do is look, you know, when it comes to copyrights, if it's news, you're good to go. I think it's a documentary from the news, you're good to go. Otherwise, you might get in trouble. So this one came from Channel 5, which, you know, sounds like news, may not be. But either way, I don't play the whole video. I always give credit. Give a link. So all you can do, Creative Commons, you know, you're giving a perspective on the video. So there are a lot of ways around it, but we'll see what happens. All right, Oregon voters approved a ballot measure to decriminalize all drugs. What? And fund treatment services. Hold on, damn it, hold on. We might have to go to Oregon. Comanche still out there? Is the Comanche still out there? I'm not sure. They were some vicious colonizers. I'm Cherokee. So hang on, let me back that. Let's back the music up again one more time, Pat. Comments getting a little interesting. I had to get out of here. Y'all just want to see me kill myself. That's interesting. All drugs? That's interesting. I want to look. Jimmy, give me a link for that. See, look at that. See, y'all turned me around. I was being negative at first. It's interesting. That does sound like that might be some progress. You don't think you can take on the shyster with democracy? Well, yeah, no, Jerry Dela Cruz. Democracy is a shyst. You know, so democracy, the shysters flock to democracy, right? Democracy is mob rule. That's why Plato hated it. You know, the idea that if there's more of us, we're right, we can abuse you. To me, that's like a patriarchal concept of if I got more guns and more bombs, it means God is on my side. So yeah, I don't do democracy. You know, I'll give direct democracy the idea that that's progress going back to sovereignty in that direction, but democracy needs to come to an end. You know, gang rape is a democracy. Those with the most power ruling is wrong. That's where all domestic violence and child abuse comes from. Dude, that's slavery. Slavery was a democracy. Right? There was more slavers than slaves, and so by that, laws or rules of democracy would make slavery okay, would make mass incarceration okay, would make war okay. To me, I think we have to go back to being principled people, that there is no abuse allowable on the planet. There's one rule. You don't get to abuse anybody. We're going to stop playing if there's more of you that it's okay that you can abuse people. And that's how I think we have to get down. That's all. I think we have to go back to being... Anyway, this is Gerard. I got to get going. Free the people. And I have no interest in knowing who won your election. Couldn't give two damn. So you may not see me around Facebook for a minute because I don't want to know. I don't know. I have no interest in knowing. It has nothing to do with me. I'm a slave. And until they start talking about freeing me,